Welcome to class tonight. I do hope that you all are doing well. We are once again going to be covering something that we've already talked about. Actually, we talked about it back when we were preparing for TCAP. And I know that we have covered it before in previous grades as well. I know you've covered it, for example, I know in third grade I taught this specific material to third grade students as well. So I know this is covered. So we're going to simply cover the idea of graphing on a coordinate plane. Now what you see on the board right there, this thing right here, that is what we call a coordinate plane, minus all those words and arrows, okay? That's the coordinate plane. Now, couple terms, okay? We're going to go over, first of all, a couple of terms. First of all, the coordinate plane is broken into 4 quadrants, we call it, okay? So these two lines right here break the coordinate plane into 4 distinct quadrants. So over here we have quadrant 1, quadrant 2 over here, quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. So you know those terms. Then, some terms you once again should already be familiar with are the idea of the x-axis, that's the horizontal axis, and then the y-axis, that's the vertical axis. Okay, so we take x points and we take y points and we put them on the axis. And the last term that I want you all to remember is the term origin. Now the origin is the very center of the coordinate plane, the very center. So the origin, its points are, we're going to say the x value would be 0 and the y value would also be 0. So that's going to be the origin. The point 0, 0 is what we call the origin. So these terms, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be very important. We're going to be using these terms as we cover all of this material. So these terms are very, very important. So make sure you understand these terms. Alright, let's go and get into some specifics about the coordinate plane. Okay, let's get some specifics here. Now we call back here, we call this right here 0, 0. We call that an ordered pair. And an ordered pair gives a specific location on the coordinate plane. Now we always use the x value first, so the x is first, and then the second value is going to be the y or vertical axis value. Now I have a couple problems here on the board. Directions say find the coordinates of each point in the coordinate plane. So once again, this whole thing is the coordinate plane. This right here is what we call the origin, that very middle part, that's the origin. So let's go and find the coordinates, or the coordinate pair, the ordered pair of each of these. So first of all, A. So I see A right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first count the x's over, count the on the x-axis over from the origin. I'm going to start at the origin and go 1, 2, 3. So the x value is going to be 3, and now I'm going to go up on the y-axis 1, 2, 3. So my y-axis is going to be 3. So the ordered pair for point A is going to be 3, 3. It's over 3, up 3. Okay? Alright, now let's do B. Alright, so I see B way down here. So once again, I'm going to start on the x-axis. Okay, so on the x-axis I go 1, 2, 3. So my x value is going to be 3. But in this case, I'm not going up, I'm going down. Whenever we go down, we're going to have negative values. So it's going to be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So my value for, the ordered pair for B is going to be 3, negative 3, because we went down on the y-axis. Alright, last, F. Okay, so I see F right here. Now F is going to be very, very easy, because I'm simply going to go over 1, and then up 1. Over 1 and up 1. So my over is 1 on my x, and my 1 is my y. So the ordered pair is going to be 1, 1. So that is simply finding coordinates on the coordinate plane. Now, just as extra practice, let's go ahead and do E very quickly, just so you can make sure we hit one of these as well. Alright, so the ordered pair for E, we're going to go backwards 3. So, sorry, no, backwards 2, so negative 1, negative 2. So the x value is going to be negative 2. And then we're going to go down 1, 2, 3. We're going to go negative 3. So the ordered pair for E is actually going to be negative 2, negative 3. All right, let's get one more quick practice in. That's the easy. This is kind of the easy part, really. Now we're just going to go ahead and put points into the coordinate plane. Let's do use blue. That makes it a little easier to see. So my first point, -3 and then 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at my origin, like we always do. Start at the origin and go 1, 2, 3. I went over -3, and now I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my point 1, if you will, is right there. I went -3 to there, and then up 4. Okay, so -3, 4. So that's the first one. The second one, 3, 2. This one's very, very easy because we're going to go over 3. We're going to go forward 3. So 1, 2, 3. Forward 3, and then up 2. 1, 2. And so the ordered pair, so the point is right there. So this is number 2, and this is number 1. All right, last point. So point 3 is going to be 1, -2. 1, -2. So we start our origin. We're going to go over 1, and then down 2. 1, 2. And so my point right there, I'm going to erase those other marks. So this is going to be point 3 because I went over 1, down 3. Okay? Over 1, down 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the lesson. It should be pretty simple. We've already covered it in 6th grade. I know you've covered it in the past. The key is, you got to remember those terms, okay, those terms, quadrants, and origin, and then x-axis and the y-axis. Know those terms, and then know that you always start, the first number in the ordered pair is always going to be your x value, and the second number is always going to be your y value, or the y-axis, okay? All right, so your homework is page 520. 2 through 14 even. Once again, page 520, 2 through 14 even. Have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.